Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to add my voice to the chorus of gratitude to the entire team here in the Munk Debates for welcoming us and me tonight. I know that Canada is an incredible, beautiful country filled with wonderful people. We share a 5,000-mile-plus border, and I'm very happy to be among you tonight and to have you as our neighbors to the north. America, yes, thank you. America is not just rebounding, it is roaring back with confidence and clarity, and even conviction. This is not the slow crawl of recovery. This is an intentional, undeniable momentum, I think, hallmarked by the Trump kind of volume and velocity with which he likes to operate. 72% of Americans last election day said the country was headed off on the wrong track. It is simply impossible for a party in power to win another term of the presidency if nearly 3/4 of the country believe in some form or fashion that things are not going their way. We know that we are in the precipice of the early days of a new golden age of America because that was the offer on the table by our new president, Donald J. Trump, in last year's election. People heard that and they responded with a resounding victory. He won a majority of the popular vote, he won all 7 swing states, and he swung what was once known as the Obama coalition in 2012 to Trump country 2024. Massive swings among non-college educated households. 16% overall among what you would refer to as worker, non-college educated households, but the swing among African-American working households, particularly male, Hispanic working households, particularly male, are undeniable. In 2024, so many Americans said, no more, it's over. You're no longer going to tell me, an individually thinking, sentient human being who has the freedom in our nation, as you do here, to elect those you feel should represent you in your government. No longer are you going to tell me who I am, what I believe, and how I should vote, based on my age, my race, my ethnicity, my sexual orientation, my religion, whether I have a union membership, and even my political registration or my past voting preferences. This was the time, with the offer of a new golden age of peace, prosperity, harmony, and stability on the table, that Americans said, I'm going to take a chance on that. Why was that? Well, in part, President Trump got hired to do the job because he had done the job before. And another part, he very clearly said, they broke it, I'll fix it. So for those Americans who felt that they wanted to move on from a tin age of decline and onto a new golden age in America, they answered that call. By 2019, pre-pandemic, we had explosive growth. The pundits howled and the establishment sneered, but the facts showed huge wage growth per household and a rising tide lifting all boats. We had Black, Hispanic, Asian American families seeing the largest gains. For the first time in decades, the forgotten man, forgotten woman, forgotten child felt like they had representation. We had parents feeling more secure in deciding where their children go to school and what is taught there. We had people without a college education, not feeling marginalized and less than, but instead feeling like that golden age of manufacturing, of construction, of mining, of coal and energy production was on the rise. We had no new wars, the first president in decades to not preside over a new war. He brought hostages and detainees home to our country. He took out terrorists like Qasem Soleimani and al-Baghdadi. He brokered peace deals. He brokered bilateral trade deals with Canada and Mexico, with Japan, with Korea, and China. Yes, it's the USMCA, and your government signed it into law, and we're very grateful for that. And now, in the second term, the results are coming in fast and strong. Consumer confidence has surged. Okay. I'm not surprised it was 85%, but I've made a career out of changing minds and hearts and defying the critics and not being afraid to face down the naysayers, that's for sure. The Conference Board Index has jumped 12.3% to 98%, shattering expectations, and the optimism is backed by substance. Illegal immigration has plummeted. Our border is again secure after we were lied to as a nation, saying there was no crisis at the border, but because we have 2 eyes and 2 ears each, we knew that was not true. Just 9 illegal migrants were released between January and April, compared to 184,000, according to the Biden administration, and over the same period a year before. More than $8 trillion in new investment, both through our domestic companies and, of course, as everyone witnessed 2 short weeks ago, in the Middle East. I think the world is noticing these bilateral trade deals, and in fact, your own Prime Minister, Mark Carney, who came to the Oval Office and said, "Thank you for your hospitality, your leadership, Mr. President. You're transformational. You're focusing on the economy, on the American worker, securing your border, and ending the scourge of fentanyl." And he thanked him for that. And I'm with Mark Carney. This is the golden age of America.